everybody. So my name is Kelly Atkins, and I am just sharing with you a video today that is a little different than some other work that you've probably seen me post. This is going to be an hour-long class in what I call Bone Builder. And simply it's a blending of Pilates done on the roller, there's some yoga, and there's some traditional fitness with light weights that is put together in an hour-long class. I also pull in some coaching methods to keep you engaged and to go from week to week so that you can build your strength up over time. The main intention of this program when I created it was to help build a deeper, solid connection and function into the skeleton and build your bones up. So you'll need a light pair of weights. I have 6 pounds here. You might want 3 to 6 pounds, somewhere in that range. If you have a rubber band, the next video, if it's called for and people want to see it, I'll make another video that will have band work in it. I didn't have one here at home, so I'm not putting it in today. I'm just going to use the weights, but I'll show you places that you could bring the band in. I also am going to read to you little pieces from my favorite all-time book. It's called Eastern Body, Western Mind by Ann O'Dea Judith. This is my second edition of this book. The first one I dog-eared so much the pages are actually falling out. So I highly recommend it to anyone who is a body worker or a personal trainer, or if you're at home and want to learn more about your physical body, but also your psychological, how it ties together through the physical body. It's loaded with information. So each week we focus on a different section of the body and let that be the impetus of where I pull in the different exercises. And today it's the root. It's our feet, ankles, knees, and hips, and leg bones. So you might call it the foundation, just like the foundation of a house. And everything above it is only as supported, as strong as your foundation is. So we're going to do a lot of exercises with our feet and our ankles, our calf muscles, and our leg muscles. And then we'll also pull in some concepts of what does it mean to feel supported, or to sense your history and how it supports you, or maybe where you need to do some work to clean it up so that it does support you. With that all said, let's start with some foot exercises. So you can sit on top of a roller. You could also sit on a cushion, something that elevates you a little bit so your lower back feels comfortable. Just place your feet in front of you, your arms wherever you're comfortable, and we're just going to start with lifting the toes up and then lowering your toes back down. You can lift them all up at once and just get a feel for where the muscles, the sensation of the muscles, have to contract in order to lift your toes up and down. It's a great time to also notice if you have not been barefoot for a long time or done some foot exercises over time. You could have toes that have amnesia and they maybe just don't want to move, or they feel numb, or there's no sensation. The cool thing is that it's the term of if you don't use it, you lose it applies here. So you can get it back by starting to be barefoot more often, by moving your toes in multi-dimensional ways. So healthy for the foot muscles to do that. And that's going to give you more pleasure in just your normal everyday walking, just moving your body naturally. And it's also going to give you more dimension to how you move your body. You'll feel more comfort all over and more ability to do different coordinated movements. So we're doing this for a little bit, and now what I'd like you to do to change it a bit is take your toes under and lift the arches up and feel as though you're pulling velvet in. And now stretch your toes out and we'll pull that velvet in again. When you stretch your toes out, fan them out and see if you can articulate those bones. So while you do this, we're going to be doing it for a couple minutes here. I want to read to you a little bit about root chakra. The element here is earth. In Sanskrit, it's called the Muladhara, and its purpose is to build a strong foundation. Some other issues in this part of our body, just basic overall issues, are roots, feeling ungrounded, nourishment, trust, health overall, home, family, prosperity, and having appropriate boundaries. The color that's often associated here is red, and it's located all the way down through your feet, but also up to the base of the spine. A balanced characteristic of this part of the body is having good health, having vitality, feeling well grounded, comfortable in the body, a sense of trust in the world, feelings of safety and security, the ability to relax and be still, stability, prosperity, and right living. So I'm going to read to you more as we go. I'll take little stops while you're doing exercises and give you more information. But right now I want to change the movement. So go ahead and let your feet come down, and now just let's invert, go to the big toe and evert, and start to feel the sensations in your ankle joints. So you've got these little bones, they're like pebbles that form into the shape of your foot. And especially right underneath where the shin bones meet the foot, there are bones. Your talus is one of them. Calcaneus is your heel bone, and then your talus is above it. And it allows you to do this motion of invert and evert. And that's very important to have that mobility there. It feeds your body the information if you step on an uneven surface about how it needs to lean or adjust so that you have nice strong ankles. So if you've had an injury in the past, this might feel a little achy, or it might feel foreign. You might not have a lot of movement at first, but it's something that you'll want to do to start to wake up movement, not avoid it because you don't have movement now, but know that you will eventually. All right, so now I just want you to lift your toes up and feel where the stretch is along your Achilles tendon and into your calf muscle. You can walk your heels in a little bit. Now let's do the opposite. Let's go up onto the toes and feel the calf muscles engage, stretching through your shin muscles. We'll go back and forth, lifting the toes. So we're engaging this muscle in front, and now we're engaging the muscle in back. And let's just rock back and forth there. So tuning into the earth of the body. It's a lot like the muscles, the packing in sensation. You have to call on it. Even visualizing the muscles as like weaving together when you contract. And then the sense of taffy stretching as it lengthens. A couple more times here. And that's good. So we'll come down, lying down on your roller now, turning your body so your tailbone is near one end, and rolling your whole spine down so your head is on your roller. You can buy these rollers at Target or at Sports Authority. You'll find them. I think it's a 3.5 foot long roller, a standard roller. They usually cost about $30, right in that range. They're wonderful to have at home if you tend to have a tight spine, which is almost everybody. And even just laying on it like this and working with your breath and relaxation and allowing your spine to elongate, just naturally relaxing into gravity, is so powerful. Highly recommend. So centering your body here, let your heels come in so they are about 1 inch apart, lining your heels up with your sit bones. Your elbows relax by your side, relax your shoulders, and just let the head and neck have a natural curve behind the neck. Now we're starting with some breath work. Take your hands to the sides of your ribs, and on your next breath, inhale, open your ribs into your hands. As you exhale, close the ribs, hollow your navel in, and narrow in the pelvis. So it's compact. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, hollow in. Repeating that, inhale wide. Exhale and hollow. Open wide. Exhale and hollow. Keeping your hip joints as relaxed as possible. 2 more times. Inhale, open wide. Exhale and hollow. 1 more time. Inhale and open. Exhale and hollow. Now on your next breath, bring your arms down by your sides. We're adding movement into that connection to your core. As you exhale, reach your left leg and your right arm. Notice it's an opposite arm and an opposite leg. Reaching it out, keeping your spine long. Inhale as you move back in. It's a pretty complex thing for the body to do. It looks easy, but once you do it, it takes a little bit of focus and concentration. And over time, being able to measure the exhale as you reach without increasing the arch in your spine. But depending on the flexibility in your hip, you might touch the heel down, you might not. Exhale and reach. Ribs stay closed. Navel's drawing into the spine, rooting it down. So grounding your navel in towards the earth. Inhale as you come back in. Feel for this stretch that feels just easy to do, not pushing or efforting. We're just warming up, getting the hips and the shoulders a little more juiced up. You're also feeling your way into the shoulders, noticing how your body feels right now in this moment. It'll change throughout the day. Every day will be different. Let's do 2 more. Exhale as you reach, bringing everything into the core right there, strengthening into the core. Inhale back in, 1 more time. Exhale to reach, next and neutral. Inhale, come back in, and now just pause here for a moment. Just notice how you feel, maybe a little more centered than when you first laid down. So we'll take the hands up in front of the chest, actually round the arms here, and I want you to imagine you're wrapping your arms around a big red oak tree. So big and round, and you want to hold your arms in this shape, keeping this shape while you inhale and float, just the shoulder blades come up. Exhale, bring your shoulder blades down towards the floor and then tuck them down the back another inch. Breath in. Exhale, now the shoulder blades are rooting down, waking up the lower trapezius muscle. Inhaling up, getting a little dance here, it's very subtle in that shoulder blade, shoulder joint. Relaxing their throat and neck. Exhale, look for symmetry, the sensation of both wings going right down the back subtly. 3 more. Hips staying relaxed. You might feel as though you've got a little orange right between your thighs, so you're using just the minimal amount of inner thigh, pelvic floor muscle. Just a little bit there. Exhale and hollow, sliding down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale on the way up, softening the jaw. Exhale on the way down. And 1 more time. Inhale on the way up. Exhale, hollow the navel in. And now let your arms float, literally from there, moving down to the floor like you're just floating through water. Palms face up, and we're going to relax the front of the shoulder and let it melt down. From here, roll just a little to the right. Just feel how far you can go before, you've got to engage something so you don't fall off. Go ahead and take that to the other side. Your awareness is turned on, so you're feeling where in your feet or your waist are you engaging strength to help you center here. So that will help the brain and the body to connect, and you'll start to feel a little more body awareness, and that can bring in a lot of comfort and pleasure and turn on muscles that maybe were a little underworked. And you can also notice where you're overworking and let the stress and tension, those muscles, release. Coming back into the center and just pause. Now a little pelvic tilt here. We want to warm up the lumbar spine, tailbone up, lower back stretches, rock through the sacrum, increase the arch just a little, use comfort as a guide. Exhale, hollow, lower abdominal engaged, pull the pubic bone in. Inhale and release, they're gliding through your hip joints. Roots, so your feet are on the floor, heels aligned with your sit bone. Little bit of a rock here. So the stronger and more connected you are to your foundation, the more the upper body can relax in some of those tension areas. Because the lower legs are powerful. They're designed to be powerful. A lot of times we bring that power into the neck and the shoulders or areas that are not designed for it. The head can go for a ride here. So we want to practice, where does this movement stimulate movement above that just sort of happens, where we just relax and we allow the movement to happen. 1 more. And now just pausing there for a moment. Close your rib cage. Engage in the center of your pelvis and draw all 4 sides, front, back sides, into the center. Just about 30%, so there's a little bit of connection. Arms will come up. You've got a small red ball in your hand. There's that red color. Take it out and see if you can go as far as you can beyond the head, where you're not arching the spine, where the bottom ribs are glued down, and yet you can find the stretch that feels appropriate so you're not pushing to make it happen. Inhale, lift the ball up. Now nod the head. We're going to peel it up and come up as high as you can, reaching out beyond the thighs and legs. Inhale, smell it. Roll it back down 4. Sequencing the thoracic spine into the cervical spine, into the shoulder hand. Inhale, here's the nod with the head. Exhale, hollow, shoulder blades go down. Take a breath in, scooping your abdominals. Exhale, roll down, 4 and 3, balancing your spine, 2 and 1. Inhale and nod. Exhale, hollow the belly in and come up. You feel that sense that someone's pulling your legs out. Inhale, exhale and roll back down. Vertebrae by vertebrae, right behind the heart center and the head. 3 more times. Breath in, roll it down. So you can notice as you do this, if there are areas that feel just like they're coming down in a chunk, a block, or if there's a little ache, take note of those areas. Move with more attention to detail. See what they have to tell you. Exhale and come up, so that you're bringing some comfort into your body while you're conditioning it. As you come down this time, the head stays down and we circle the arms around. Getting a range of motion there through the shoulders that feels good. Keep noticing what your feet are doing. We'll reverse the arms. So notice if you're leaning more into the inside of one foot or the outside of another, and see if you can find that 50-50 balance, the feet like magnets. What can you release? What can you relax? And then let your arms come down, and we're just going to pause. Scanning through your ribs and chest and noticing there any new sensation that stimulus brought. Okay, so we have a couple more exercises for the lower core before we go to the weights. Check that the ribs are closed, the navel's in, you're engaged through the pelvis. Bring your right leg up, 90-degree bend, toes pointed, and now your left. Now the shoulders are relaxed here, you're not pushing off your elbows. You could even test it out and maybe lift an elbow once in a while. Just see, well, where would I have to engage? It's kind of fun. It's like you're on a balance beam. Bring your right foot down, bring your left foot down. We'll add a breath. It's a sniff, and then a little exhale. Breath in. And exhale, checking that you don't land on the floor like you're falling. You want it to be very intentional. Toe ball, heel, toe ball, heel. 2 more times. Sometimes adding the hands here to help feel where you're engaging is helpful. 1 more time, we do 5 on each leading leg. And here's your last one, now the left leg. Breath in, exhale. 2, 3, 4, 1 more time, breath in, exhale, breath in, exhale. Just pause there. Oh, good. I had to check. The camera was working. Okay, so back where are we? We just did the legs. Let's do the legs up higher. We'll bring one leg up and we're going to do leg circles. So extending the leg up. You want to feel as though you're standing light right up along the bones, out through your toes. The left leg can stay where it is, go partly out or maybe even all the way. See where you're comfortable. Find the midline of your body and keep energizing like you could imagine arrows pointing into the center line of your body. Circling your toe in on your inhale and out on your exhale. There's 1, 2, 3. Find stability. 4, in your body, the home. 5, stirring in the hip joint. 6, spine stays stable. 7, so you're not rocking and rolling. Reverse direction. Breath in and exhale. 1, 2, pelvis is still. 3, circling the hip joint. 4, belly button in. 5, and 6, and 7, last one, and 8. Right foot comes down. Now we'll bring the left leg up, extend it up. Now really form the shape of your foot, so you're arching your foot. It's not like I'm partly doing it half-assed. It's really pointing it. Extend out, feel the muscles of the leg engage. Right leg slides partly out or maybe further. See where you can go as a starting position. Inhale, circle in. Exhale around 1. Both sides of your waist. 2, stay the same distance apart. 3, so check it out. Measure with your hands. 4, back off from it when you need to. 5, so your form is more important. 6, then trying to get further ahead. 7, and last one. 8, reverse it. Breath in and exhale. 1, exhale. 2, and 3, navel in. 4, keep scooping the belly. 5, you're almost there. 6, and 7, working with the breath, and 8. Left foot comes down. Both heels align with your sit bones. Now we're ready for some hand weights. So hopefully they're right there by you where you can reach around and grab one weight in each hand. Keep those heels aligned with your sit bones. Engage through the waist. Bring your weights up, and now we're just going to do a dumbbell fly. So if you bring the pinky side edge in like a little V in front of the chest, elbows are bent, open your elbows, open your arms wide and feel the stretch right across the chest. Coming back up and touching that pinky side edge. Now the weights are not in front of your face, they're more in front of the breastbone, and you're doing this for about 10 or 15 repetitions. I really suggest that you find that sensation of meditation and that you go into the feeling, the sensation of the muscles. So you're not throwing or working with momentum, you're really connecting in to your body. Relax your neck and throat, not overworking here. So go ahead and keep going. You've got another few minutes. I'm going to read to you a little bit more about Earth and root chakra while you do these last few. You can count or you can go by sensation. I like going by sensation. This is called reclaiming your roots. The Sanskrit name for the base chakra is Muladhara, which means root support. This chakra roots us into our bodies, the physical world, and the earth. A plant cannot survive without roots, and neither can the psyche of a human being. Our roots represent where we come from, the earth, the womb, our ancestors, and our family, our personal history. We cannot simultaneously deny our past and maintain our roots. If it feels like the weights are starting to become heavy, just put them down on the floor beside you and take a rest. In order to create a solid foundation, you have to sort out the roots of our childhood. For better or worse, these roots are nourished and sustained us in our most formative stages. Where the ground was inhospitable, we need to transplant our psyche to more fertile soil. This involves paying attention to the environment we live in and the ground we create around us. The Muladhara chakra corresponds to the element of earth, which is the ground for our roots. As stated in the introduction, human life is dependent upon a supply of energy. Our roots can be seen as the way our system plugs into the larger systems of the planet, which is our source, the origin of a liberating current from which all things grow up. The elements needed for physical survival come from the earth in various forms: the food we eat, the things we touch and see, the water we drink, the air we breathe, and the sounds we hear. We push against the earth in order to stand or to move, and we rest upon the earth, nurtured by gravity, when we choose to be still. So when you're ready, you can pick your weights back up if you had placed them down, and lift them straight up from your shoulders. Bending your elbows, lower the weights to the right, left side of your head, and press back up again. We've got another 10 to 15 here. And you want to feel the crease on the inside of your elbow. You might visualize your tricep muscle on the back of the arm as a horseshoe, and feel that nice stretch right there. And now here's the squeeze, like you'd squeeze a sponge. Getting right inside of that muscle and working along with it. Got a few more here. If you work with the sensations of your body deeply, you don't need to do as many repetitions or sets. You can get a lot out of your body by working with the consciousness of it. I highly encourage that. 10 more. Check that you don't overgrip with your hands. Feel the levers of the arms, the length of the arms, the wrist joint. We do one exercise 1 to 2 sets for each muscles of the upper body, and then we do a lot of core and back strength as well as hip. With more of an emphasis on our legs today, so we're going to go back into the legs in a moment. 2 more times. And 1 more. Gently bend the elbows, lower your weights down by your sides, and let's go back into the core and start to prepare to come down onto the back. So we'll bring the legs back up. Navel is in, and you've got a natural curve in your lower back. Right leg up, left leg up, point your toes. Now let's flex and point, and flex and point. Engage your calf muscles like we started, where you're contracting and stretching the muscles in the front and back of your shins. Maybe you even feel it all the way up into your thigh muscles. It's all connected. So let's activate all the toes. So fan them out and push into them. And now flex. So sometimes this will bring cramping into people's feet. That's because they haven't moved a lot. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. You might have to break what you're doing and massage into the cramp. Over time, you won't get those cramps. It's just a weak muscle. Last 2 and last 1. Now just flex your feet, make a little V. Feel the inner thigh muscles engage there. Open the legs wide, turn your toes in, pigeon-toed, and come back in. If you have really tight hip joints, this is going to be kind of, it's not going to be your favorite. But I really recommend that you just do what you can. Over time, your hip joints will open. Inhale as you go out, exhale as you go in. We'll do 4 more here. Inhale out, navel is in, ribs are tucked. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more time. Okay, hold your legs up, point your toes. Right leg reaches out, keep checking you're zippered in the front. Inhale back up, point your toe, and flex your foot as you come back up. Point your toe, and flex your foot as you come back up. Point your toe, stretching your psoas muscle, strengthen your abdominal muscle, getting a little more attuned to your legs. Point, and flex, and point, and flex. Point, and flex. 2 more times. 1 more time. Bend your knees like you're sitting in a chair, taking that same shape your legs would make. Touch your right toe down, but don't land. Just touch the toe and return. 1, left leg. 2, ribs are in. 3, chest doesn't puff up. 4, so it's a deep inner strength. 5, 6, 7, last 1, 8. Bring both of your feet down, and we're ready for hundreds. Peel your head up, reach your fingertips out, and bring your shoulder blades down, the back edge crown of your head going up. Push the space down. We've got an inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breath in, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4. You're bringing a lot of oxygen into your body, starting to work with that fast breath, like a fire breath. Navel stays in the whole time. 4 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breath in. And exhale, 2, 3. 2 more sets. Breath in. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last set. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on down. All right, so we're going to roll all the way up. So now we're going to go into taking your roller. You've just sat up. Turn it around so it's perpendicular to your mat, and just sit on it upright. I want to show you something you can do here that will help release any tension in the spine. It'll work into the fascia of your body, and it just feels really good. Take your hands behind you, one hand and then the other, and just start to rock here on the sacrum. And feel for the outline of it. So you could go through the glutes, and you might notice if you have any little bumpy areas or lumpy areas there, that would be the connective tissue that's gotten bundled up. So we want to actually feel like you're rolling out Play-Doh and work into those lumpy, bumpy areas so that fresh oxygenated blood can get in there, better body communication when you start to walk and move. And then when you strengthen, you're also going to be engaging more of the muscles. Now, after you do that a little while, start to walk down with your feet. There's the legs, our foundation. And you can use your hands at some point to support your head. And then go down, maybe let them go. You can also keep supporting it if you have a tender neck. And find a place where you can allow your body to rest over the roller and maybe even just work with your breath. It's so connected to tension here that you might have to take an inhale in, a nice full breath. Exhale and allow your body to release a little more, making micro movements there. This will help release your diaphragm. And we're going to do the legs since that's our element today. So turn your body over and come down sort of like you're going to do a push-up, finding your elbows. And then just walk with your toes pointed so you're rolling the roller across the top of your quadricep muscle. And what you'll notice here is that some of the muscles will sort of come like a chunk, they'll roll over each other. And the fascia, if you've ever looked at chicken and pulled it apart, you see like the threads of the white stuff, that is fascia. Same thing we have in our muscles. So for every day, 24 hours, that we don't move a muscle in its full range, some of that forms, and it's called fuzz. And then over time, it becomes more rigid and it feels more like tendons and lumps and bumps, and the muscles don't slide over each other so well. So doing movements like this, you don't want to go on top of the knee, but you can go right to the knee, will help to move that around and bring such fresh nourishment into the muscles. Now here's another thing you can do. If you roll your body to the side, bend your top leg and just roll right along the outer hip, all the way down to the knee, but not on it. And that's going to stimulate the muscles on the outside of the leg. And you'll want to make sure you spend a little time doing both sides. You see a lot of dancers doing this before they get ready to dance. This whole workout is what I do that helps me to do the dance, the movements in dance that feel so fun to do. So it's part of my therapy to keep me enjoying the movements that I like moving. So there are those options, and from here we're going to go back into some of the weights. So you can turn around and have a seat. I'm going to turn and face you. And we're going to go back into the weights. So you want to have them nearby. Now if you have a band, this is a good time to put the band across the bottom of your feet, and you could do rows, staying upright and just doing 10 to 15 sets here to strengthen your back muscles. We're going to start with a different exercise so that we can get our back muscles to work with the weights. So we're going to lean forward, bringing your chest right over your thigh. Put 2 weights or 1 weight in one hand and just pull the elbow up, drawing the shoulder blade in towards the spine and lowering it back down again. And you want to do those without feeling like you're yanking the weight. We're going to stay engaged with it the whole time. As you do that, you want to do 10 to 15 on this side, and then 10 to 15 on the other, and I'll read to you a little bit more about root. For most of us, our roots are unconscious influences on our behavior, linked to elements from our past. To bring Muladhara to consciousness is to bring awareness to our roots, to uncover the past and to examine it, to delve into it. Everything that grows above branches out into infinity grows more complex. Going down to our roots brings us into a singular simplicity and anchors us into the commonality of the collective unconscious. It brings us home to the earth. So if you haven't finished on one side, this is a good time to go to the other side. Here's a couple of quotes. To be grounded is to be connected to our emotional electrical currents, to the waves of our needs and images and the rhythm of actions, which comprise our physical psychic processes, the rhythm of the human and the natural ground, by Stanley Kellerman. The need for nourishment forces us to remain open to a system, its constant interaction with our environment. The mighty oak was once a little nut that stood its ground. Here's another Stanley Kellerman. Just as the groundedness of a tree roots the flow of sap from earth to leaves, and from leaves to earth, so does our groundedness channel the flow of excitement from our cells for the environment and from the environment to ourselves. So you can think of grounding like being a grounding wire, that we have energy in our body. There's electrical things happening in our body, and that especially if we get excited or there's a lot of emotion, grounding and feeling your feet is absolutely necessary to have the capacity to function the best way possible. So hoping that you've almost finished on this left side. If you haven't, finish up. And we're going to balance that with bicep. And it's called a concentration curl, taking your right elbow to the inside of your thigh and maybe even walking your foot out to get a little stretch through the inner hip. Concentration curl. Some people like to double up their weights here. So you want to feel the full range of the movement, letting the elbow go straight but not locking it out. So I think of these movements that I learned and started exercising with in my early 20s, 19, as sort of the roots of the dance practice Kai, my business Kai, blending in the traditional things that I learned way back then with more spacious mind-body concepts that I've learned over the last 13 years or so. But I make sure that I rely on my what I've done in the past, way back, and I pull it all the way together. So my experience as a personal trainer, my experience in my college degree, and all the things that I have done that have led up to creating my business 2 years ago called Kai. And I rely on that which I know are my strengths. And that has really helped me stay grounded when opportunities have come my way. So starting to get ready to change to the other side. Elbow into thigh. 10 to 15 here. I'm going to read to you a few affirmations to keep you going there and energized to help you not lose your focus. Find them here. It is safe for me to be here. That's a good affirmation. Another one is, I love my body and I trust its wisdom. Finishing up there soon. And when you're ready, placing your weights down. And we have one more exercise here for the shoulder, the deltoid muscle. I love this one. Your weights face in, and you want to stack the spine so it feels upright, vertical. As you press up, you can see it out of your peripheral vision. You're going to start the rotation on that very first engagement of the muscle, rotating all the way up until the palms face out, and then rotating all the way down. Not waiting until you're at the top to get that rotation in. You want to really work into the muscle fibers and the rotators deep inside the shoulder joint here. 2, belly button is in very strong. You've got to really feel for your posture. Check that you don't shorten the neck. 3, exhaling on the way up. Inhale on the way down. 4, 5, 6. I use these moments to really connect to my body and to not wander with my mind. I create it like a meditation versus when I used to go to the gym, there'd be a lot of loud music, a lot of rhythm music, a lot of people competing, and this evolved over time to a private time to really connect into my muscles and my bones and to feed them to love them and be present to the changes physiologically that happen when you bring a stimulus in like this. Probably starting to feel it. I know I am. Do 5 more. 2, 3, 4, and last one, 5. just placing your weights down. Now there's one more exercise I want to give you for chest, and it's lying down on the roller again. So if you turn yourself sideways, bring your spine back down to the end, roll your body back down, and then place your weights, one weight in each hand again. This time bringing your weights up like you've got a straight edge bar, and it's right about at your nipple line. Slowly lower the weights down so your elbows may or may not touch the floor depending on the flexibility in your shoulders. Now check that your feet didn't go out wide again. You want to bring them in enough and use the pelvic floor and the navel zippered in to keep you grounded centered. Press up and rotate the pinky fingers in right in front of the breastbone. Now again, that spiral all the way down. So there's the rotator working in a different way. Coming up, in. So it'll take a lot of focus, a lot of concentration. I encourage you to go slow, slow. You'll get so much more out of it. And the body likes to, when it's efforted, it likes to, let's get it done with. And I recommend you savor it and just be in this wonder and amazement of what the body can do. 4. Each one's an experiment. 5. Staying connected. And 6. And 7. 8, halfway there. 9, feel the earth underneath your feet. The gravity like a blanket, pushing up out of gravity. 5 more times. It's a great time to just energize, feeling strong, feeling solid, feeling at home in your body. 3 more. Working into the rotation. These ones at the end, you can go super slow and you might feel trembling. So your body might be able to muscle up the weight easily, but if you go so slow and you work in the muscle fibers of the rotation, you might start to feel that there are some weak spots that you want to start to get more into. 1 more time here. And we'll lower the weights down by your sides. And gently bring your body off from the roller, just rolling to your side, coming all the way down onto your mat, and you can push the roller out of your way here. We're done with it. So from here, turn your body onto your side and bring yourself up. We're going to go into tabletop position and start to work a little more core. Hands and knees. Hands right under your shoulders. You can let the elbows be a little bit bent. The pit of the elbow faces in. Now the tailbone neither tip down nor up. We're going to hold it right in neutral. Shoulder blades down the back and the head and neck in neutral. Take an inhale to prepare for cat back. As you exhale, round the spine, pull the belly button in, look into your chest. Take an inhale here. Exhale back out into that flat tabletop. Shoulder blades down the back. Inhale. Exhale and round. Take a breath in. Exhale back into neutral. 1 more time, breathing in. Exhale and round. Breath in. Exhale back into tabletop. Now breathe natural here. Let's slide the left arm and the right leg out and just hollow the navel in. Feel for your balance. Strengthen your core. Back of the spine, front of the spine. Lower it down as you breathe in. Shift to the other side. Exhale and reach. Inhale back in. Now feel for the gluteus muscle, the cheek, along your back side. And come back down and in. 1 more time. Exhale and reach. And come back down and in. Let's lower the body down for star. Coming down onto your belly. The arms and the legs open wide. Your forehead can come down and we're going to rock the tailbone side to side. Nice and loose. We want to release any habitual tension there. Letting it go. Allowing some comfort and pleasure into the body here in between the exertion. Rest it back into neutral. You might fold the arms here. I want to give you another warm up here. Take your tailbone and draw, if you visualize your tailbone like a red crayon, draw a line down towards the earth. And you're going to feel a little stretch through the lumbar area. And now let the tailbone draw back up and just repeat that very slowly. It's a very tiny movement. For some of you, you might not even see it on the outside. Or you might not feel any movement happening. And just being loving and forgiving with yourself over time, visualizing it is one of the best things you can do. You'll be able to open into the movement over time. So a couple more here. Now hold your tailbone neutral and draw a circle the size of a quarter. Little tiny movement there. As round as you can. Breath natural. Reverse your direction. And now rest it in the center. Take your arms back out to the corners. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, lift your right arm, left leg in your head. Inhale and come down. There's one. Other side. Lift and stretch. And down 2. Lift and stretch. Come down 3. Lift and stretch. And come down 4. 5. Standing crown to tailbone. 6. Last 2. And last 1. Fold your arms in, one arm and then the other. Bend your knees, flex your feet. Now let's focus on the glutes and the hamstrings. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lift your thighs off the floor. Notice my pubic bone is down like a rock. And now right here, strengthen your glutes, your thigh bone from the knee in lifts up. Lower it down again. Let's try that again. Now you want to play with engaging it gradually like a sponge versus a jerking motion. Sometimes people just go right into a jerking motion. It's not as effective. So engaging the muscle and really getting to know it. The right side, the left side. Squeeze and lift. And lower 4. Check in that your neck and shoulders aren't gripping. Another thing I see a lot is people will try to do it with their shoulders. Shoulders don't need to do anything here. You're just communicating to your body. 2 more. Last one. We're going to add a little rhythm here. Hold your heels up and press it up a little faster, not letting them drop down at all. So we'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down, extend your legs out, and just take a moment to pause. Now let's go into flight pose. Draw your heels together. Arms are down by your sides. Lift your head, shoulder blades down the back. Now lengthen the arms, lift your legs. So everything is engaged in the back and the belly is hollowed in. Dive into breaststroke, arms forward, legs open. Inhale. Exhale, everything comes together. 1, 2, 3, 4, moving from your core to your extremities. 5, 6, 2 more. 7, last 1. 8, hands under the shoulders. Push up, round into shell. So the navel's in, this is active here. Forehead down, keep the belly and keep rounding and just stretch through the lower back. Come back up, turn around, come onto your sit bones, and we'll go into rolling like a ball. Holding your ankles, walk your toes back, find a point where you can balance. Navel's in, a roll back, inhale. Exhale, come up, and without the toes touching, find a balance point. Breath in, and exhale up. 2. Your eyes can focus just out beyond your toes. 3, keeping that rounded shape. 4, 5, 6, 2 more. Last one. Hold. Let go of holding. We'll do boat pose. You can reach your legs out. Lift them up a little if you'd like. And then hug your legs in. Turn around facing forward. And we'll do a second exercise for triceps. Taking one of your weights in your hand overhead, you can double up your weights here if you'd like, lowering it behind your head and pressing it back up. You've got 15 of those. Change sides. You can always sit on your roller if it bothers your lower back to sit on the floor, checking in that that's comfortable. Navel's in strong. There's 3, and 2, and last one, and 1. So placing your weight by your side, turn around onto your back and roll all the way down. We're going right into the side, rolling onto your side facing forward, ear over your bicep. Take one long straight line. You can use the edge of your mat like a straight edge to see where your body is. Lift up through your waist. You could slide a pencil right there. One hand on your hip or on the floor. See where you're most comfortable. Top leg lifts and you're extending out through that big toe so your hips are stacked. Inhale up. Flex your foot on the way down. 1, 2. Extending out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hold it up. Little circles there. 2. Keeping your body still, core engaged. Reverse it. Sometimes you can think of movement or exercise like nourishment for the body, for the muscles. They need to be stimulated in so many different ways to stay strong. Lower that leg down, and now both legs will lift. Take a breath in. Whole body lifts up like you're between 2 sheets of glass. Come back down. 1. Exhale as you come up. Toes are pointed. All 10 toes active. You can wiggle them. They're alive. They're not dead fish down there. They're alive. Feelers. 2 more. Last one. And then coming down, take your top leg. Now the knees pointing up, we're going to draw a line on the inside of the bottom leg. Extend it up, flex your foot, and kick down. Working a little more articulation through the knee, through the ankle, rotating this hip up. One more this way. And now let's reverse it. Kick it up, lower the leg down, and in. 1. Kick it up, lower the leg down, and in. 2. Building into the hip strength. 3, last one. 4, lower the leg down. Now bring both legs slightly forward, a pike position. Feet are flexed, navel's in, top leg lifts. Kick, bending from the hip. 1, 2. Flex the leg back, hamstring, and glute. Come forward. 1, 2. Squeeze hamstring and glute. Inhale 2. Exhale 1. 2 more. 1 more time. And exhale. Rest knee over knee. Just take a moment to pause there, a little break. Now if you line up your heels and your tailbone, you've got to bring your legs back a little bit. Knees are still bent. Come up onto your elbow. Draw the shoulder blade down. Lift your heels. It's called the clam. Lift your top knee open. Good. And we're just going to lower the knee and lift, keeping the alignment of heels to tailbone. 2. It's your external rotator in the hip. 3, 4. If you want to, you could add your weight here. 5. I think my weights are too heavy for my rotator cuff. 6, 7, 8. Rotator's a smaller muscle. 9. So even doing it without a weight is a great way to engage it. 10. 5 more. Feel my body get hot. 2, 3, stay tall, 4, last one, and 5. Swing your legs over to the other side, and we'll repeat it on the other side. Coming down onto your side. Find that lifting of the waist, toes are pointed, your ears on your bicep, top leg lifts up, flex on the way down, 1, and flex down, 2, 3, and move, 4, do not do that, 5, you want to say hi to the camera? 6, you should, 7, go ahead, you can say hi, 8, no, hold that leg up, circle it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, reverse it. So remember, boundaries are one of the concepts of root chakra. So I welcome that disruption. And 8, hold it up, lower the leg down. Now the whole side's going to lift. Take a breath in. Exhale, come up and look. Inhale down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, great way to make your body feel more balanced, 7, more strong, and last one, 8, top thigh lifts up, and little circles. Did we do these yet? I don't think so. 5, 6, 7, reverse it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lower it down. The knee comes up. We draw that line on the inside. Extend up. Flex your foot and come down for 4. So get that nice stretch to the front of the right hip, or that top hip. 2, 3, last one. Let's reverse it. 4, kick it up first. Kick it up. Slide your leg down into that pant hole. 1, and 2, and 3, last time. And 4, lower the leg down, both legs forward. Flex your feet, top leg's ready, kicking right from the front crease of the hip. Hamstring and glute connect. Exhale, 2, keep that neutral lower back, 3, like you'd have a pole coming down, 4, and it would go right through one hip to the bottom hip and ground you down, 5, and 6, and 7, last one. Exhale back, 8. Rest it knee over knee. Take a short pause. And we come up onto the elbow. Lining up your heel to your tailbone. One line there. Lift your one more time, hold it up, little presses up, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up there and just feel that muscle, tightening it up and release it down. Come onto your back. So we're going to build that strength into the core a little bit more. We're almost done. Both legs up for double leg stretch. Lift yourself up to a starting position. Bring your right leg in, left leg out. Inhale, 2. Change legs. Exhale, 2. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 2 more. 7. Last time. We're going to add a twist, a little more rotation. Turn your right knee and twist, elbow towards the knee. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost done. 7, last one. And 8. Bring your knees in. Take a moment to pause. Interlace your hands, folding your calves over. That'll hold your shoulders down. And then roll your head to one side as far as you can go, getting that nice stretch right into the upper neck, shoulder area. Take it to the other side. Come back through the center. Now if you have your band, you can put it over your right foot and use it like a stretch strap. If you don't have a band, just hold your calf like I'm doing. Bring your left foot down, maybe go partly out or further. And just draw this leg into as much stretch as you can comfortable. And really engage the leg muscles. So let them shrink wrap around you, both sides. Engaging the muscle with strength and then pulling the leg in to also feel flexibility. Flex your foot at the same time. So the balance between strength and flexibility is what gives you stability. And stability is not us being stuck place or pushing against place. It's actually a radiant center. So finding that sensation of both strength and flexibility is equal 50-50 will give you a physical sensation of stability, which can also reflect out into your life in a lot of different ways. We'll change legs, bringing your left leg up, flex your foot, slide your right leg where you want it to go, and now engage the muscles. Let the muscles shrink wrap around the front of the thigh, the back of the thigh, the sides of the thigh. Flex your foot, calf muscles in. Now then bicep muscles of the arm, you use them to pull the leg in. And breathe. And release that leg down. We're going to do a full roll up and then pigeon, and then we're done. Take your arms out, squeeze your inner thighs together. We're going to use the leg to start with. Bring your right leg in, little nod with the head, and then come up. Fold forward, point your toes, breath in. Flex your feet, roll behind the sit bones, and then curve it out and roll down. Use your core strong there. Inhale, little nod. Exhale. You can grab the leg again if you need to. Point the toes, breathe in. Flex your feet, come all the way down. 2. This integrates everything we've been working on, and it's a good barometer to see how your strength is coming along. At first, you might have to use the leg the whole time and just alternate it until you get to the point where you're not throwing your body weight to come forward. You're actually engaging with deep muscles, and you'll want to be really aware of what throwing feels like. So you can, right here, my body wants to throw, but I'm going to try to resist throwing and engage. So throwing is when you to get over. See if you can try to not do that. Let's just do 2 more. Pulling it in. And 1 more time. And then coming all the way down. Rolling yourself over to your stomach. And we'll do swan here. Tops of your feet are on the floor, and your feet are about 12 inches apart. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, lift it up with a long swan-like neck, not crunching the shoulders. Lower it down, now lift and extend out those big toes. Upper body, inhale. Exhale and reach. 2. 3. 4. 2 more. And 5. Last one. And 6. Hands under the shoulders. Push up, round back into shell. And then come back up to hands and knees. So facing forward, find your weights. And we'll just do another exercise here for shoulders. Coming up, kneeling position. Elbows a little bent. Lift them up lateral. No higher than shoulder height. It's your second exercise for shoulders. 2. 3. Tuck the ribs in a little bit. 4. Let the head elongate up. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Balance the hip joints. 5 more. Tailbones tucked under and glutes are engaged just a little bit, right behind the hips. 2 more. Last one. Okay, so lowering your weights down and turning sideways. I'm going to give you a hip stretch while we do biceps. Take your right foot forward. You've got a lunge here. Your weights can go in your left hand. And you can lean forward with your elbow on your right thigh, bicep curl. Second exercise for that bicep. In this position, you might have a little more range of motion. And then take the same thing, pushing it back. We'll go to the other side, find your balance, shin bone, left leg. Changing weights with your hands, come forward on the elbow, the knee stays behind your front toe, and concentration curl on this side. Stretching into the right front of the hip. You can engage the glute muscle right behind that hip and just squeeze a little bit to get a deeper stretch. Last 3, and 2, and 1. Put that weight down. Come back down to hands and knees. And we're going to finish up here, just taking a moment to really feel that connection to your body and acknowledge your practice. Acknowledge all that your body gives you. Spend a few moments savoring it and being in gratitude. Tuck your toes under. Let's go into a downward dog. Hips up, heels are flat to the floor. Let your head just dangle here. If you want to pedal your feet, you can. One foot, the other foot. Stretching into your calf muscles. Come into a plank position. Lower your body down, and it's a chaturanga, bringing your chest up. Flip the top of your feet to the floor, chest up, eyes up. Flip your feet, come back into downward dog. And now walk your feet to your hands. Take your time. And we're just going to dangle here, folding your elbows. Now the feet are going to ground, so you want all 4 corners, the bottom of each foot, magnetically balanced, connected. And just let the waist and the rib cage and the head sway. Let the arms become more noodle-like. Bend the knees a little. Your belly's going to come over your thighs, and just feel the thigh bones and the knees. Take a breath and begin to roll up. And take your time here coming up. Coming all the way up till you're standing, and just stay there. I'm going to come down so you can see me, but you stay standing. And just sense your feet on the earth. So you're pushing into something, and when you take a step, not yet, but when you take a step, you're in relation to the surface underneath you that's giving you support. So when I say that you're in relation, you're receiving information, you're giving information out your ankle, out your feet, it's traveling up into your body, it's traveling back down into the earth. So you might think of that you're actually in partnership with this support that you have underneath you. So with that connection to your feet on the earth, take an inhale, palms up, and feel the shoulder blades, the wings go down your back. Exhale, let your arms come down, and the top of your ears are going to reach up so you feel that whole beautiful length of your spine. 2 more breaths, breathing in lots of energy, lots of capacity to expand your branches, to release what you don't need. 1 more time, inhale up, nourishing your body with movement, and exhale. Thank you, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed that. I'd love to know your feedback, and I hope that your bones and your skeleton you feel more connected to them and feel that stability and support. Namaste.